Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick. The theme of the day is that there could be natural disasters on both coasts in the U.S., and the market doesn't really care. Doesn't really care. You got the West Coast on fire. You got the Northeast underwater. New Orleans is underwater. Doesn't matter. We keep going higher. We'll talk about that. Probably the need for more infrastructure spending and that bill. Gonna need that bill soon, please. We got earnings too. A surprising amount of earnings overnight, last night and this morning. So we'll get through as many of those as we can. We'll take questions from our chat. We'll talk to Mark Chaikin about the storm and also the market at 8:15. We'll talk to Peter Tuckman at 9. Got a great show today. Joel, let's get those charts up and you can tell us all about the Bitcoin breakout we've had overnight. We've been waiting. Well, not we. I have been waiting for this Bitcoin breakout. We got it. Tell us about it, that and more.
Yeah, we got a lot of things moving higher. In fact, we got the futures up by 9.5, a little bit of a weak close. But
Hey, wait, I got Jinko Solar up on the screen.
Jinko Solar? What the heck's doing with Jinko Solar?
I don't know.
There we go. There are the spoos. Pair of intraday highs right around 35. The all-time high, 42.25. There was also two highs there, but they were done in the pre-market, so that's no fun. Crude up 33 cents at 68.92. Still trying to get over 70. Gold up 220. That's trying to clear that 1830 resistance. Silver, just call that flat, 24.23. Bitcoin said hello to the Ethereum move. We're up nearly $2,000, 4%, 50,285, and Ethereum's not having a bad day. That's also in the green by 1.23%, or $46 at 37.89. Do you guys ever do over-unders, with your family? Like when you go to the airport, you say, how many people are we going to see? And you give a number over-under. Do you ever do that?
It's only you. You're the compulsive gambler in here.
No, but I could be interested.
Okay.
What do you got over-under on? Give it to me.
Over-under. a number of people at the pool this morning, 55-degree weather. I will put I'll put the over under at 2.
So there was only you, Joel.
It's gotta
it was
be under.
just you.
Gotta
You
be
were by
under.
yourself. 1. I'm going with under.
Gotta
I'm
be
saying
under.
Joel is the only person in the pool.
I said including the lifeguard.
All right, it's
Oh.
gotta be under.
Lifeguards.
Okay,
Is it
well, it's
under?
over then, or it's
Over.
even.
Exactly. Because
Alright.
it was me and 2 lifeguards.
You and 2 lifeguards, so it was over. So you had
Yeah,
3.
they were in their sweatshirts and knit hats and everything.
Did they need to
but-
save you?
No.
No, you were good to
got
go.
it. Nope, I was good.
How
to
many
go.
days a week do you go to the pool?
Oh, yeah, just about every day.
He's hardcore. What time do you wake up in the morning?
Well, it depends.
Stop. What time do you wake up in the morning? We're gonna get a day in the life of Joel Elconin. What time?
I
do you
don't
wake up?
swim at 6 a.m. every day, but
All
I
right.
wake up between 5 and 5:15, 5:30.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed between like 10 and 11. 10
Getting-
and 11. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to get 8 hours?
Sometimes I get a little sleepy on the couch at like 9:30 or something if there's no
That's it, a
good
little bit.
sports on. But Lisa says, "Get out of, wake up!" But no, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. What about this
This guy's a
market?
machine.
It just doesn't. We need more disasters. We need more hurricanes. We need more wildfires. We need national disasters because it's good for the market.
It's good for the market. Yeah, everything is bullish. Honey badger market don't care about anything. Hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, wars. You throw it at this market, obviously pandemics. You throw it at this market, the market just gobbles it up and goes higher. So I don't know what changes that mindset, but it all depends on, I guess, what you call the market too, though. Like again, like we were arguing a couple of weeks ago, we could go on our S&P rant. SPY goes up no matter what because it's got the defensive properties to it now. But let's talk. We'll talk all these disasters. But I would argue that the market already had its 10% correction because I just saw analysts from Morgan Stanley calling for a 10% correction. Everybody's been calling for a 10% correction. It seems like on CNBC. They missed it. Because you know what? The IWM did have a 10% correction. The IWM is a better indicator for the overall market now. I'm going to say it. It's, because SPY is just too heavy. The top 5 components, defensive properties. IWM is the market now. IWM had its 10% correction. Congratulations to those who bought the dip because now IWM has come back from those lows, almost the entire thing. We already had the correction.
You know what? There were some like whispers. This happens every year at the end of August, early September. But September is the worst month of the year for stocks historically. Oh, also there were some headlines about bearish option skew, people betting on a correction coming. There's put buying. There's people hedging themselves out. They're waiting for a correction in case it comes. But I mean. Okay, good luck with that.
Here's a question for the option gurus out there. So, if the majority of options expire worthless, which is what they tell us all the time, why do we always follow the call buyers and the put buyer? The call buyers to be a bullish indicator and the put buyers to be a bearish indicator. If the majority of option buyers are usually wrong, shouldn't that be a contrarian indicator? Shouldn't we be looking at call buying as being a bearish signal and put buying being a bullish signal? Question. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that we should follow the sellers.
The sellers are on the other side, so you could say that because if you're always saying there's a seller for every call buyer, anyways. But you're seeing the big call buying pressure. I mean, if we're always saying that the majority of options expire worthless and the call buyers aren't making money or making as much money, maybe we should be fading their moves overall. So maybe when we see put buying, maybe that's a bullish indicator. Joel, thoughts, concerns?
There's so much. We've discussed this before. There's so much more that goes into these option buyings. You don't know the positions. You don't know the stock position. You don't know if it's an entry. If you don't know if it's an exit. I remember for a while back they were talking about the 50-cent buyer in the VIX options. And you know what they were doing? They were loading up on the 50-cent VIX because they were buying $4 trillion worth of stock or something.
Oh yeah.
So there's so many. Yeah.
The majority of option activity is a lot of it's hedging.
Yeah.
There's no doubt a lot of it's hedging.
Yeah.
So it's not, some of it's directional bets, but a lot of it is just hedging. And I mean, right now, premium is cheap. Like right now, you can get fairly cheap insurance. If you're worried about September, you can get fairly cheap insurance. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that an increase in put buying going into September could potentially be just hedging activities and not directional bets.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So, and we look at the calendar and we say, oh, September is coming and September is here, and it's always the terrible month for the markets. And we've had some ugly Septembers in the past. We've had some pretty good ones too. I know just betting against the stock market in general in the long term has not worked. It's why I don't take shorts in my long-term portfolio, because it seems like we just find ways to go higher. Maybe one day the bears will win, the asteroid will hit the earth, and everything will end, and capitalism will end as we know it. But you know what? That's going to suck for everyone. And even if you were right, did you really want to be right? If the asteroid really does, or the zombie apocalypse comes. So I think you just got to bet with the market in the long term. Short term, sure, hedging. Obviously, I'm not saying shorting is evil. I'm just saying in the long term, my long term account, I never short a stock.
Yeah,
not my investment account.
Of course not. No.
And I hardly ever hedge myself. The only time I've hedged myself really in the last couple of years was one during the financial crisis, and two in the last couple of years, last couple of decades. One during the financial crisis, and two was in January of 2020 when we were worried about the zombie apocalypse.
And February and March.
Yeah, I had to keep hedging, but I went out to June and it ended up working out well. So, but then I was like, I didn't hedge enough. I was like, I'm still losing money. I'm like sold all these stocks back in like January and February because we were watching social media. It wasn't rocket science that the pandemic was going to eventually come to North America. And, I bought puts and you bought puts and, and we didn't buy enough. And I'm like, holy, I called this and I'm still losing money. But anyways, it all came back. It's all good. Market seems to always come back. Buy the dip, wins again. Buy the dip one on ETR too. Did you see that?
Yeah.
We called that on Monday.
Yeah.
Utility stock going down $6 on a hurricane. Buying opportunity. Right back.
Mm-hmm.
Gets it right back. 3 days later, pretty much got 80% of the losses back. ETR.
You want to do it, Aaron?
And also, to some extent, Generac came off a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, it's
there
so
you
much
go.
been
The blow off top.
Yeah, and Lowe's and Home Depot actually.
I tried to short it that day. I tried to short it on the Monday because I was like, you know what? This will probably be the topping event. It was wicked though. It was so thin in the opening candle on Monday, and it ran up to like 458. So, and it was just too wild. And I actually somehow ended up scratching it, but I almost got run over. I shorted the open, and then it came in a couple bucks. I'm like, yeah, I think they're going to bring this in. And then bid started for them. I was like, oh no, they're going to run this. And I actually was able to scratch the trade, and then it ran up like $10 after that, and then I forgot about it. But you know what? I think GNRC, they often do top on those events. I would not want to be long GNRC right now because one, we've had a lot of stuff happen that GNRC should bounce on. It did not. The stock has just been an absolute monster forever. Do I want to sell it out of my long-term portfolio if I've had it from 100 and I haven't? But if I was that, I probably would not. But do I want to buy it at $438 right now? No. Or $444, which is trading odd lots in the pre-market? No. So I think that one I actually would not want to own right now.
Little early on that day, as far as the levels I was looking at the all-time closing high, I believe, which was 449.94, and what they did is they goosed it to the all-time high. So if you were paying attention to 457, right, you got a good number off. It went to 458 and turned around very quickly. Do you want to do it's another stay-at-home stock that's getting pounded this morning off earnings?
What do you got?
Chewy.
No, yeah, you're right. Let's stay-at-home. Let's order our dog food online stock.
Yeah, this one was in hindsight pretty predictable. So the sales missed. What was the EPS number? Hold on one second. Chewy earnings per share. Sorry, guys. Chewy EPS missed by 2 cents. They lost 4 cents. It was a 2 cent loss estimate. Revenue also missed last night. So both the top and the bottom line missed. What else did they say? That was kind of it. That's all you need to know. The headline numbers are both worse than expected.
I don't know. This isn't a hard one here because we do have great support down at 75, and I don't know where it got to after hours. But I'm looking at that, candle where we had the big reversal that day back on July the 19th. So I think he got support down there. It is a loved stock Will you find buyers beneath here? I think you do somewhere, just because this is one of those that just finds bids. But these stocks, the stay-at-home plays are a little bit out of favor right now. And obviously we saw that from Peloton, started the party, and Zoom. And now you got Chewy getting hit. DocuSign's tonight. That will be interesting because it, and I still love that company, but the stock, is not cheap. And if they show any signs of any type of, the guidance not getting raised, if they don't raise guidance, if they just go in line or something, they hammer the stock. Maybe they raise the guidance, but somewhat concerning, just even the chart on DocuSign. So bring it all the way back to Chewy, Joe. I'm going to throw this to you. This is a curveball, a slider. This is a tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, this is a screwball.
It is.
Spitball.
Spitball.
Gaylord Perry used to throw.
Were you one of those in like grade 3 with the spitballs? You had a little straw and you put the little piece of paper in. Did you do spitball?
You know what? I did a little. I did a little baseball.
Joel was a bad kid.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like a kid that would be in the grade 3 class, learning his, learning whatever the hell he was trying to learn and doing spitballs in the back. Were you doing that?
This is what happened with my baseball career.
Okay? All right, we're going baseball.
I was on 2 swim teams when I was like 8, 9 years old. And I wanted to play baseball, right? And my mom said, I'd take you to 2 swim practices a day. I'm not taking you to baseball. If you want to play baseball, you can ride your bike. And the field was not very close. It was like across town. So for like the 3/4 of the season, I rode my bike all the way across town to play baseball. And I did pitch a little bit.
You're hardcore, man. He gets up at 5 a.m. to swim. He rides his bicycle across the whole city to go play baseball.
It was a long ride, too. And now I think about it. Yeah.
Up hills.
Both ways.
Yeah.
And I did pitch a little bit, but then I was like, oh, man, I just, it was just, even I was exhausted from 2 swim practices and riding my bike. So
all right, let's bring it back.
That's the end of my baseball career.
We got a lot of tangents.
Let's go back to Chewy real fast, and then we'll bring Mark on.
Okay. Go.
Chewy. PreMarket low 76, 78. Buyers or someone wants it here at 78.50. I think you find buyers between the pre-market low and where you're at now. If you did take out the pre-market low, you talk about that 75 number, but just feels like that low may be in for the day. Your high rebound, if you're looking for follow through on the upside, got to get over 80. That's about it. That's all I have for you. Kind of middle and no middle.
All right. Our next guest appears to have power, which is good. Mark Chaikin. Mark, you guys got hit pretty hard last night by the remnants of Ida. How you guys holding up?
We had a month's worth of rain in a day, 6.5 inches of rain.
Oh, that's
unbelievable. Fortunately, we're up on a hill. Guys, you're way off base on Chewy. The company is going to earn 15 cents max. Come on, this could sell at 10 in a bear market. You guys are nuts to encourage people to look for. No, but there will be one at some point, and you're nuts to tell people to buy it at some old support level. I just totally disagree.
Wait, Mark.
I threw it to Joel. I didn't say anything.
We didn't tell people.
I threw it to Joel. I said it was a screwball. And
don't encourage them. Come on, there are plenty of places to make money, but these stocks are not there.
Mark Chaikin says short Chewy at 78.
No, I didn't say short Chewy. I said don't buy it. It's tainted goods, guys.
10:01 target.
It's yesterday's story.
I didn't say anything on Chewy.
It's yesterday's story. Come on.
It tells me I'm bullish Chewy and I'm giving people.
First of all, they have supply chain issues. Part of the reason they had a shortfall is they don't have supply. People are going there to buy stuff and it's not there, so they're going into the local Petco. So this is a reversion to the mean. We're going back to the way, in a small way, to the way we used to do business. So you got to be really careful with these stocks. Peloton, you mentioned, Zoom, over and over and over again. Fiverr, these stocks are just not the place to put your money.
Well,
it's yesterday's garbage.
Forever. Chewy, I think there will be people that come in and buy the dip, but like I said, I won't be me. I'm not coming in and buying Chewy, just to clarify. I do think it has a bounce level at 75. I won't be playing that bounce.
There you go. Now we're in the same
Pretty
dugout.
sure that's what I said. But.
Dugout, to use the baseball analogy.
That's why we got into the baseball analogy. I was like, I don't know how to hit this pitch. I'm not swinging at it. It was a screwball.
Well, that's the old Warren Buffett.
Screwy guy Joel.
I I thought
Thanks,
Warren
Dennis.
Buffett said this, but apparently it was Jesse Livermore. They don't call balls and strikes, so you don't have to swing at every pitch in the stock market.
Excellent, and very true. Mark, so tell us about, one, you can give us the weather report out there, but how do you play this market that just shrugs everything off? I mean,
Buy the dips. Buy dips.
That works.
I raised my year-end target last weekend to 4,700, 4,800 on the S&P.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's working, but I think you can do a blend of growth stocks because the economy doesn't look like it's rip-roaring, and we'll see the jobs number. But in the growth area, love Fortinet. Anybody who's been listening to me on Benzinga has been long Fortinet since 190.
Nice.
And I love NVIDIA and also Accenture. The tech consulting is just big for them. And I also think there are infrastructure plays, but I'm looking at small cap. So my most recent recommendation is Muller Water Products. Used to be Muller Brass, MWA.
Yep.
If you look at one of the big problems in America, it's the water infrastructure. When we lived in Philadelphia, pipes would break and you'd have streets shut down for a year as they try to repair the pipes. In the West, you've got droughts. Water is big, and Muller has been there forever, a couple of billion in sales and some new products. And I think MWA, it just had a momentum breakout, which is what I'm looking for, by the way, in these markets. I'm looking for stocks that are breaking out above double tops. So Muller is a stock I really like here. So I think you can do a blend of large cap growth stocks and small cap infrastructure stocks.
Ooh, interesting. And yeah, to Mark's earlier point, unless you're using, insane leverage, we all have only so much capital, right? So why put what capital you do have to work? Someone was asking me about KWeb earlier. Like, why put it there? Why put it in Chewy when there are more appealing places to put it? To Mark's point, he likes small cap infrastructure, which he has been talking about. And Mark, since you mentioned Fortinet, in the same vein that we had Okta earnings this morning, and it's sort of the same story. Is the quarter was great and it was a very high bar to clear, but the quarter was fantastic for OKTA, and the stock has bounced off its lows this morning. So we'll go back to markets for a second, but in all seriousness, like, can you give us some kind of a weather report from where you are?
In terms of,
I mean, you said you got a year's worth of rain in one night, but
oh yeah, well, it was the remnants of Ida, and it rained for 20 hours straight in Connecticut. So it's pretty wild.
That's twice in the last 3 weeks.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, this one was just epic. There were a couple of giraffes in my driveway with a guy with a beard. I don't know where he was taking them.
What?
It was epic.
Rewind.
That's the Noah analogy.
Dennis, even
Old Testament, Dennis.
Dennis, even I got that one.
I'm like yeah.
Come on.
I don't know, but really, I do think without any change in COVID or any change in the fundamentals, the market just has to go higher. We'll get some pullbacks. Everybody's been spooked by September, October. That ain't happening yet. Maybe it will, but give me one visible reason the market would sell off 5%.
It's hard. Like, we've had it. So this is what we went through. We went through a pandemic. We're still in a global pandemic. We've went through hurricanes. We're going through apparent, Afghanistan debacle. And the market, and tornadoes last night. I mean, the market just doesn't care about any of it. It just, at least the SPY, it just doesn't seem to care about any of it.
Well, and the QQQ.
Can I posit a theory? That Mark asked for a reason. The reason is there is no reason. That's the reason.
Well, it's something that you're right. It would be something that we're not thinking about, not looking at. The only thing I can see that could derail this is civil unrest, and just pray that doesn't happen.
We had that last year.
I don't know.
We had that too. So that didn't work either.
So
it's a tough case.
But I've got to tell you, there are a lot of people with money on the sidelines who are very skeptical of this market, and you've got to be invested here. And it's where you're going to put your money. I mean, interest rates are not getting you where inflation wants you to be.
And I think that's the big boogeyman, is you see prices going up. I mean, I'm building a house, and every time I get a quote on something, it's like, oh, the price is up substantially from where it was 3 months ago. Yet they tell me, it's 5% inflation, but I'm seeing, I mean, like rolls of what copper wire going for $100, now they're $200. I mean, you're seeing it everywhere. And it's not just that, you go and you're obviously seeing it from, some of the food producers too, but you go in the grocery store and you're like, oh, that got jacked up. And you go to your restaurants, like, okay, well, your chicken wings went from $100 a bag. Talking to somebody who owned a restaurant, they were saying they were buying chicken wings last year at $100 a bag. Their bag of chicken wings cost them. And then obviously they sell the wings. That bag is now over $200. So, I mean,
there's insidious inflation, Dennis. My wife, we eat this kashi cereal in the morning. It's healthy, it's fiber. And Sandy said, how come we're running through these boxes so much faster? Well, the boxes have gotten smaller. The prices have gone up. But
they do that too.
Yeah, the packaged goods companies are shrinking size. So there's insidious inflation going on that we're not aware of.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. I noticed. I think it was in July. We had two of our most expensive food shops that I've ever had at the store. Like for two people, our receipt was over $200 for two people.
Yeah,
and
same here.
$200. I was like, I've never spent $200 at the store ever. And I did it 2 times in a row. So something's going on there. And I'm not, I don't keep up with the price of milk or anything like that. I
shop at Myers. You shop at
That's
Myers?
where I shop, Joel.
Really? You spent 200 bones at Myers?
I know. I know.
He's a meat. He must be a red meat eater. Otherwise, you
I
can't
don't know
spend
where
that
it
kind of
went.
money. Or fish. You know how expensive fish has gotten? It's unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Salmon, Atlantic salmon. In any event, have you guys found any infrastructure stocks that you like that people have talked about?
Well, I don't know if it's infrastructure per se. I am in small cap industrials, which is infrastructure-y to some extent. I'm in. Hold on. Let me get your ticker for you. PSCI. It's not super liquid. And then the only other infrastructure thing that I've got is this REIT, this infrastructure REIT. Like servers and stuff like that, but those are the only infrastructure plays I've got right now. Chat wants you. CHPT, ChargePoint. They just reported earnings is infrastructure.
I mean, I'm in steel stocks, lumber stocks. I've definitely got some infrastructure plays on. So I don't see, Nucor has been a monster and it's pulling back here lately, but it's been an incredible stock. What about the cat? Mark, because the cat's come off the highs, and we're looking at it 244 3 months ago. It's now 207. Is there potential for buy the dip opportunity in the cat, or is this one just 2 out of favor now?
2 out of favor.
2 out of favor.
And look at that pattern. If you break those lows, I don't know why you would, but on the shorter term chart, the daily chart. Here's another name for you. I really like ATKR, Atcor. It's a mundane business. It's cable and wire and conduits. And there's a mandate in California that single-family homes have to get ready for charging stations. And a company like Atcor is well positioned to grow based on that market. It's a belt and suspenders business. Obviously, new construction helps. Office construction helps, but there's a sort of an interesting play as the country goes toward electric vehicle charging stations in single family and multifamily homes. So that's a stock that I've recommended recently that I really like.
Wrote it down.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so ATKR, and just to recap, what was the other one? I'm running them down now.
Muller Water Products, MWA.
MWA, right? Not NWA. MWA. Okay.
Yeah. It's been around forever. Muller Brass. They made.
I think you
brass
talked about
fittings.
that one a long time ago. I feel like you liked this one a while ago, Mark.
I think I did.
This
is top of mind.
I remember you
right
talking
now.
about water.
Water is big. If you can find a desalinization play, the only way we're going to bail out places like Phoenix and California is with desalinization. So, and it's hard to find a pure play. Most of them are not in America. They're foreign stocks, either Japan or Europe.
Good ideas, Mark. Good idea.
Good ideas. That's why we bring them on the show.
I know.
I couldn't go out yesterday. I was thinking. Honest to God, I could not walk the dog. The dog would have been drenched.
The dog would have had to swim.
I know I'm going to get a lot of groans off this, but
Oh, come on.
I was thinking of saying this yesterday, but now, Mark, you and I are starting a new website. You want to know? Want to hear what it is? And I hope no one copies us. You know, you guys yesterday you were talking about swaggy stocks.
Yeah.
.com.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and I are going to start a site called soggystocks.com.
All right.
And we are going to cover all water stocks. We're going to cover NVA. We're going to cover WTR. There's more than that.
Oh, this is great.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go. Who's going to do the marketing? We need Benzinga to do the marketing.
Yeah.
You can come up with a soggy coin.
Can we play
the soggy coin?
Can we play?
Oh, Dennis.
ICO right here. Soggy
hey, Joel,
coin.
can we play Can You Top This to end the segment? Do you remember the old comedian Alan King?
Yes, of course I remember.
So I met him at a dinner party in the 90s, and I was looking to establish some office space. And he said, well, I'm looking to establish some office space. I've got something to look at on Madison Avenue in the General Motors building. I said, sounds like expensive real estate. He said, well, we could share it. So I meet him up there. And he had been my idol from a couple of movies and comedy routines. And I look at the space and I said, Alan, this is great. We can put up a sign, Chaikin Alan King. And he absolutely turned his head and never looked back, never talked to me again.
That's good. All right, Mark Chaikin is.
Dennis, will you grab that site for me right now? Soggystocks.com.
I see if it's there.
I know you. I just did.
It's probably already taken.
No, it's not.
I just did it.
Oh, did you look? It's not taken yet.
No.
All right, guys.
Enjoy the
holiday weekend.
Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, Mark.
Hey, thank you to everyone as well.
Wait, 2 weeks from today, we probably won't have you, right? For Yom Kippur, right?
I hate to, desecrate my heritage, but I'll be here.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mark,
Okay.
Mark, I'll be here with you. All right.
I got to take. Yeah, I'll be taking.
Yeah, God may not smile on this, but that's
Mark, what about Sal Rosh Hashanah by Yom Kippur? Are you
hey, maybe that works. Well, actually, that's interesting. It depends what time of the year it is.
And it's so early this year.
I know that's the problem. The historical patterns are that September actually is fairly strong early in the month, and then around mid-month it peaks. So it may reverse this year, but when Rosh Hashanah is later in the month, then that really does work.
It's so hard because I'm trying to do my article. You have, because of the Jewish calendar, it's so early this year. Now you have it on Labor Day and Michigan home opener. I don't think I've never had all those factors to do.
Oh man, Joel's got so much going on right now.
When I was at Drexel Burnham in the mid '80s, we called that being conflicted.
All right, Mark.
See you guys. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody.
All right, we're going off the rails here a little bit. I'm concerned when Mark leaves here, we're really going to go off the rails.
Well, here's a question. Blue Collar Lifestyle dropped us a 25er, and
Ooh, nice. Show the question.
Is wondering how the infrastructure bill will affect crypto at all. And also drop the ticker in there that has been a high flyer. Pete.
He's asking about the market going forward. I mean, the infrastructure play has already been affecting the markets. There's no doubt, reasons, that, Nucor, and people can say it's come down lately, but I mean, the stock has been an absolute monster for months here. It was $45 a year ago. Not even the beginning of the year, $48. And now you're looking at 116. You have seen the infrastructure play, and the infrastructure trade coming off maybe in the last couple of weeks because it's been running for months. So there's definitely been some opportunity already made there. How does it affect crypto?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough question. One, I'm not a crypto trader. I don't know.
I don't think where's the
there's probably a way. And then the stock, he's got a stock too. We got to do all of it. You get 25 or you get all your questions answered.
PDSB is the ticker. It's a high flyer buyout.
Do you know what? I honestly don't know. Let's go see what they do. PDS Biotechnology. I've never it's rare that you see a stock that I've never traded before. PDSB.
Yeah,
it's been a good one.
They do oncology. They have some cancer drugs.
How come I'm not getting it? Is it like an M stock?
No. Paul, David, Simon, Bravo. You probably just your dyslexia kicking in again. PDSB.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, you kept on saying PDSD.
See, I told you. Yeah. No, B isn't Bravo. Look at the screen. He's got the questions up on the screen.
Oh, but look at the bottom right chart, though. Okay.
Oh, what's up bottom right? That's got to be some adjustment that didn't happen. That's from an old stock.
Yeah.
So forget about the bottom rights.
Are you sure it's from an old stock?
Yeah. Well, my chart on my software doesn't even start till 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think that's from something else.
That's so interesting.
I don't know. There was obviously some adjustment or something there. Again, we're just looking at the stock ticker for the first time. It's been running and running and running. It's definitely overbought at this point in time. So that's the one problem is the stock has run 50%. Obviously, there's been something going on. It's run 50% here in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So now you got to. If it's up to me, I'd have to wait for a pullback. Stock's in a clear uptrend though, which makes me more bullish than bearish. I'd want to pull back to get in though.
And Dennis is right. The earliest headline we have in Benzinga Pro is 2019. So definitely ignore that bottom. That bottom right chart is not.
Call Trade Station, Joel. Tell them.
Yeah, call Trade Station. Tell them their chart is wrong.
Tell them their PDSB chart is wrong. Get on it. We don't want wrong PDSB charts.
Well, there's someone hawking this 1580 to 16 area. 1581, your high yesterday. 1597, your high on Tuesday. All-time closing high that was made, well, I don't know what chart the high of the recent move, 1555, 1530 yesterday. So my focus number today would be improving on that all-time closing high of 1515. Then if you're looking for another breakout, you got to get rid of that 16 seller. I think the day that you do that will be a day you settle at like 1578 or 1579, and then you get a little bit of a running start into it. But basically, 2 of 3, 3 of 4, 4 of 5, 5 of 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's been higher than like 10 out of the last.
He gave like 25 numbers there. So one number for the next stock.
16.
All right, 16.
Okay, do 16.
All right, I want to go to an area of the market that's probably one of, if not the hottest area right now, and that is companies or stocks that enable remote work that did not have huge runs last year. And I'm talking about ASAN, and I'm talking about Monday, MNDY. They do the same thing. ASAN had earnings last night. Okay, so that's the catalyst here this morning.
Okay.
And these things cannot stop going up. They just can't. ASAN and Monday together.
Does Raz still have that?
I don't think so.
Raz was in this one for a while, ASAN. This is one of his picks, like a 20. He is all over this one. Raz, props, you're listening. Props, we want you back, Raz. I don't know where you are.
No, he's permanently off the schedule.
he never comes. He never comes on the show. We try to get him every Friday, and then he stands us up. He stands us up every Friday.
Now he's off the schedule now.
He's not off. Now he's off the schedule because he already
wait. Yeah, so I took him off the schedule, and Google gives you the option. Do you want to like alert the person that's also on the invite and that you're deleting it? And I was like, no, don't alert Jason that I'm deleting this. And then he found out yesterday, and he was like, hey, why'd you take me off the schedule?
Because he stands us up every Friday. Whereas like, Jason's coming on, and then he doesn't come on, and we all get disappointed. Jason, we want you back. Come back. He
doesn't even come into chat anymore.
Shout out to Paul Adel because he owns both ASAN and Monday.
Oh, good.
This guy's a genius. Bring Paul on. That's solid. I wish I owned ASAN or Monday, and he owns them both. Nice.
88.
He's up over 100% of them too. Good call.
Pre-market high. 88. Got to take that out.
Can we get Tuesday.com? Monday.com. Let's get Tuesday.com.
Supported 80. Dennis only wants one number. 88 and 80. 84 means nothing. Monday. Let's take a look at that.
It can't stop.
415 target. That's it.
Great ticker, by the way. MNDY for Monday.
Pretty good. Good support at. Let's see here. We're not worried about the downside till it breaches 403.
What the hell happened to AbbVie yesterday? I own AbbVie in the long-term account. I've had it since birth, and what I mean by that is I've had it actually since the Abbott Labs spinoff, so I've had it forever, for the entire duration of the company. I still have it. What happened yesterday? I looked at my account, and I was like, my AbbVie's getting killed. What's going on?
We have a headline. Oh, actually, we have a lot of headlines in Benzinga Pro. Let me pull it up here, and I'll zoom in for you all to make it easier to read. No, let's not do that. Let's go here. Okay, ABBV. And I'll zoom in one more time. So we have a headline here. Traders circulate earlier updated FDA warning on the company's drug I'm not going to pronounce. So what that headline indicates is this warning is not new news. It was already out there, but it's gaining traction today. There was also some put buying, but take that for what it's worth.
That is one ugly candle. Ugly candle. So now you got some people caught. I'm one of them, but I'm not going anywhere because I don't want to realize the big capital gain on it. 113.46 coming back a little bit. Does it go all the way back to 120? I think you'll find sellers now because people are buying. This is a stock that doesn't move around a lot. And all of a sudden you get a 10% drop intraday on something like this. You caught not only some traders, you probably caught some market makers. You probably caught a few people in that fall. So I think, you kind of had the 50% retracement from the 120, 106 to 114. So I'd say it struggles here to get back up over the 114, 115. So not that I'd be a long-term seller, but short-term, I'd wait, to maybe eventually get a retest of that 106. Maybe it comes back to, obviously we got way oversold at 106 yesterday, and maybe you could still say it's oversold at 112, but that's a steep sell-off, really vicious.
I'm just gonna one number because don't want Dennis to get mad at me again. I don't want to. If I was long this thing, I wouldn't want to see it go red. 112.27. Yeah, we're trading up in the pre-market. Someone has their, a little bit of seller at 114 here, but I think anyone that picked this up on a discount yesterday, just layering in, oh, I got hit at 110. Oh, better buy more at 108. Oh my gosh, better buy more at 106. Those kind of traders. They're 112, 113. Get me out. So that closing price, 112.27. I wouldn't want to see it go red.
No, for sure.
All right. Can we talk about Signet here? Because what a turnaround. This thing was dead money a couple of years ago. And they had earnings last night. And I'm sorry, was it last night or this morning? It was this morning, I stand corrected. They also raised their sales guidance for the year. It's trading. We're in the high 80s. How low did we get last year? We got to single digits.
Oh yeah, it was $5 and looked like the zombie apocalypse that nobody was going to wear rings ever again. And then they took the stock to Jared, and and off they go. Boom, $80 now. It's come a long ways back from those lows.
Yes,
I mean, you were $150 back in 2015 when everybody loved bling bling, and then they decided they didn't. There was a secular decline here for a while. Then you had the COVID apocalypse that obviously had the capitulation event. Come a long ways back now. Do I want to be a buyer in Signet at $86 or $87 now? No, because you know what? They hated the stock in 2016, 2017, 2018. It's gotten all those losses back. I think, could it go higher than this? Could it do anything today? Can do anything today. It's on a really good earnings report. It's a really good number, but I think this is as good as it gets, not for the stock, but for the company. So I'm more inclined to actually be a seller of Signet Jewelers. Even though it's a great report, I wouldn't want to short it because this thing could be at 90 or 95 on you today, just because this is what these crazy stocks do when they start to get some Momo going. And I'm sure there's some short interest in here too. So it does have room to 95 or even $100, but at this point in time, it's not going to my long-term portfolio, not at these prices.
Get some follow through the pre-market high of 88. My next monthly high doesn't come into 96.39. So I'm sure there's some intermediate levels in between there.
It's thin and it's going to be wild too.
Yeah. And boy, oh boy, I'd be more inclined to wait for this to come back down to 82, 83, and then take a long look at 3 monthly highs right at the 82, 83 area. Actually, if you include September, which you only had one day, 4 monthly highs there, 82, 83, they took it. So I'd be more inclined to wait for a pullback to that area to buy it. Really selling it. It really looks like it wants to go through the pre-market high of $88 currently at 86.91.
All right. Richard Judge really wants.
Oh, Richard Judge.
Get the bell. Ding, ding,
What's
ding.
going on with
ding,
this?
The tip jar is hot today.
Jesus.
$50. We'll take it.
New month. I don't know.
Maybe that's Raz maybe using Richard Judge.
No,
he's going there.
We had
Who's Richard Judge?
We had a Richard Judge on our live trading show a month ago. He's real.
He's a real person?
He's a real person. I can confirm.
Where's he from?
I don't know where
think
he's
you can
from.
give.
And
James gives $10 for the same stock.
on behalf
They're
of
loading up
Nick
on the
Malucci.
PaySafe.
on behalf of somebody.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, PaySafe.
I'm going to get start with it. I'm going to say I actually do like this chart. I do like this chart. I have no position in it. I kind of want to have a position in it because you know what? This is one of those that we're looking at what's really been beat up and what hasn't gone yet. And here's a stock that is definitely in the gutter. So the trend is not your friend, but it was a nice candle yesterday. Did sell off a little bit there, but you have an out. So I would say if you're buying it at 888 today, I'm stopping myself out under $8. That would be my out, saying the low of the move. I think there's room to 10. So I think, there's room to 10 on something like this. I think they are looking for stocks that haven't gone yet. We're kind of, I don't know if that's the late stages of a bull market or what that is, but it's stocks that have, that's what I've been seeing has been starting to pick up steam is the ones that are in the gutter. And I think PaySafe actually has room to $10. So I kind of like it here.
Look at 9. Pair of highs at 9. Getting a running start with your 877 close and not far to go to take out that 9 seller. Then you got one level ahead of the big gap, and that comes in at what was that high here? It's probably just under 950, 948. And then you got the gap fill over 10 at 1079. So getting a running start into that 9 today. I'm on the same side with you, Dennis. And
thinking about it, asking about the lockup expiration, Joel. I just want to interrupt you. I don't know anything about a lockup expiration on this. Spencer, do we know that? When's PaySafe? That can change my opinion in a heartbeat.
Let me find out real fast. If Chad,
I bet you they already had it.
I don't know. I don't follow the stock close enough, so I don't know off the top of my head when PaySafe lockup expiration.
I'm seeing sometime in September, but I don't know.
Okay, well we got to find out that date. So yeah. Spencer will find out that date.
I'm tracking down. I'm looking.
Hey, look what they did to that Lucid yesterday. Did you see
came back.
That? Yeah.
It was 15.5 in the pre-market. I had the level, and you know what, Mitch? You talked me into it. I even had an order out there sitting at 15.05 in the pre-market.
Ahead of it.
To get down there. Never got down there. How low did it get? Did I get anywhere close to getting done?
Not in the regular session.
Because Mitch said 15 is the bounce level. I was like, okay, I'll throw an order out there just with Mitch and try to bounce to the 15. How low do we get? Not even close.
The regular session,
I know no regular.
16.11, 15.26.
Oh, it got down to 15.26. I almost got done. 15.26, really?
Yeah,
I had it out there. I could have got done at 15.05. Oh, 20 cents off.
Yeah.
You know 21. What? If I would have had it 15.26, it would have lowered been 15.27. They always print them in front of you.
Well, you shouldn't have put 10,000 out there in the pre-market.
Yeah, no.
Joking. That was a joke. I was talking about this one with Mitch, and this was the one everyone was waiting for 15. And then at 9:15, you made the low. And then look at that little bar, right, from 9:15 to 9:30. What color is that? Can someone tell me what color that is? Is that fuchsia?
I know you always say fuchsia. I call it pink.
It's
No. The one next to that. The one that's kind of blue, aqua.
That's like teal, aqua, teal.
I should know.
Cyan? Is it cyan?
I see blue, pink, and green. I'm very basic with my colors.
I'm colorblind too, so I don't know who helped me set this.
Wait a minute. Are you? Wait, no, you're not.
Like I always have to ask Lisa, like blues and blacks and stuff like that. I just I can't.
You can't see the difference.
But anyways, that's a green bar off the open. You bought that off the open. You didn't have time to cart it up. 612 open, 611 low. So right back to 18, like nothing happened.
Wow, I didn't even know you were colorblind. Okay, I'm still trying to find out.
I feel bad for Joel now, actually. I picked on him for the last 7 years on this show, and I didn't know he was colorblind. Now I feel bad.
Hey, founder shares. No.
Okay, I'm over it.
That's
kind of enjoying seeing Spencer struggle with the SPACs attack news, but I'll tell you what, come to SPACs attack if you want to find out. I'm not even going to let you know. I'm not going to let you know.
We're not going to.
You got to come to SPACs attack.
Is that show still on?
We're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you.
And guess what? Dead cat bounce and Lucid today. I'm going for it. Let's do it.
You buy more?
Come
Lucid?
down. Come
Did you
down
get
to
some
15.
Yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I'm expecting a dead cat bounce today. I'm expecting that was just a little bounce. It washes out today. Let it come down to 15, baby. That's my level.
We're not going to get it at 15. Unfortunately,
you say that now. Maybe you might not be talking about tomorrow.
By 20 cents. We could have been just raking it in, but we missed.
What's that from,
we
Dennis?
1550.
Raking it in.
That's from the NAT CEO, remember?
Yeah.
We're raking it in, he says on Mad Money. I've never seen a CEO. I was like, that was the best interview ever. The Nordic American Tankers CEO interview.
The takeaway is if you want to know the pay safe lockup expiration, tune into Specs Tech, 11 o'clock Eastern time right here on YouTube. All right, let's go to what else was on our list? A lot was on our list that we didn't get to yet. ChargePoint, we didn't get to.
ChargePoint, CHPT.
We didn't get to Google. Okay, we'll do ChargePoint here. ChargePoint earnings
plays are all of a sudden back. Lucid comes back, and now ChargePoint's coming back.
Well, I mean, they did raise their sales guidance for whatever that's worth. I mean, that I know we don't care about fundamental things like that, but that's bullish usually, right? Guidance raise.
Boom.
A lot of resistance up at 25 is the problem.
Yeah, good job, Triple D. 20 pair of highs, 25.10, 25.22. If you can get through there, another pair of highs at 20, trio of highs at 26.50. Those are my levels on the upside. Where to buy this thing? I have no idea.
Okay,
yesterday.
Can someone talk me into? I think I want to buy a firm here, talk me out of it.
I won't talk you out of it.
Talk me out of
you can't talk you out of anything.
Someone talk me out of buying a firm right now because I
wanted to buy a firm. I still want to buy a firm too. I'm kind of with you. I don't want to pay up. Like I could have bought this at 68 3 days ago. Now I'm paying 97. Sounds like I'm paying up. If you are going to buy it at 97,
then you got to stop.
Stop yourself out at 90. Stop yourself out at 90.
Okay.
But you know what? Sometimes you see these gap ups and then
they hold
to go higher.
Yeah,
I think a firm could go higher. I really do. I think it could continue to go.
Okay. That is moving up to the top of my list right now. A firm.
Oh, look at this.
This is not what I want. I want people to talk me out of into things.
No, it's not me, man.
All right.
I'm actually still bullish the firm too, and I'm almost like we're there with you, and I just can't stomach buying at 97. We could have bought at 67 last week, but you know what? I think the stock still continues higher. I think path of least resistance is higher on this one still. The gap and go. I'm calling the gap and go on a firm.
You still got some. I mean, you're at the halfway back there, right at this 97 area. You'll hold it in there. I mean, you got to give it down to the gap low there. I don't know. I can't talk you into it. I can't talk you out of it. But all I know is that Dennis's dad was the only one that got affirmed when I was the name of the horse.
Oh, that's someone in chat did too.
Someone in chat did too.
Check got it.
My dad was all over the horse.
All right. Here is a question from James. Yes, James St. Angelo about SelectQuote, SLQT.
He's all over this one yesterday.
Yeah. James
Santangelo.
Did we talk it yesterday?
No, he was chatting about it in the At the Close show, which you didn't show up for.
You're in that gap area.
Yeah, I mean,
wide open. So
yeah.
It's tough. You're kind of 50% back, though. It's a tough one. So I'm passing. Pass. Joel, to you.
SelectQuote.
You give
Is
us a level.
track data still around? When I think of quotes, I think of track data. No, that's not around. The quotes that Bob used to make us use. I mean, there's nowhere to go. I mean, to fill the gap, that's it. Coming back on the downside. I mean, you want to see it stay green on the session. What's it trading up another 80 cents here? So no. It's just about flat. Like to see it hold the close and just keep pressing higher. I can't really see any resistance to the bottom of that gap at 1368.
All right. So we'll do some more ticker time here. Drop those tickers in. And you know what? Here's one. Tony just dropped in Dick's. We were talking about the whole space this morning before we went on. We were talking about Dick's. We were talking about Big Five. Big Five sporting goods. And the whole space is running. So
you got the Dick's chart. I think that's what a firm chart's going to look like, where you got the gap and go. I think a firm's going to start breaking out over 100 again too. I kind of want to own it, taking it back to that. I think it's going to look like the Dick's chart. You got the gap and go. Dick's is firing on all cylinders, and then you got BGFV that is just I guess it's a Reddit
short
stock now.
Short squeeze. It's got a 38% of the float is sold short.
That's why they're running it there too. Killer quarter. The stock actually didn't respond well to it, but now they've decided this is a short squeeze candidate and they're squeezing the hell out of it. I'm not chasing Big Five. This is a big move for it. I think it's a ring the register opportunity up at 35. I'm not chasing Dicks either, but both of these stocks are firing on all cylinders. And if you're long, trail those stops up. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, trading up in the pre-market. I'll give you a pre-market high of 33.60. Or no, it's higher than that because we're at 30. Oh, we backed off a little bit. We're at 32.70. So you do have a high there. You want to get up over 33.63 for a continuation move. I don't know. This one is backed off on that. Maybe you get it if you're trying to buy it. Maybe you get it. You could get it in the top of yesterday's range right here. Maybe it's at 32.56. I'll call 32 and a quarter, the old high down to the close as support if you want to pick it up on a rebound, and then up top target pre-market high 33.63. On the dailies, not much there. 35.44 was your last relevant daily high. That was back on June 4th.
And then Bryce is dropping ASO in there. It's in the same boat. He's also dropping Peabody BTU, which we haven't talked about for
natural gas
here on the show. Yeah, natural gas. If you're talking, storm trades, this is one.
And it's seasonality too, as the weather starts to get colder coming up.
True.
Natural gas comes back into play here too. I mean, BTU's been running, so do you want to chase it here? This has been a big run. I mean, this was $9 and now it's 17. Stock's doubled in a month and a half. That unfortunately is a chase. I'd wait for a pullback here now, but is there room to 20? Yeah. I mean, there's room to 20. This stock was really murdered from all of 2018, 2019, 2020, and some of the energy stocks are coming back nicely here. So I'd be a buyer of pullback, not chasing.
Broke out from 16. I'd like to see it come back into 16. That's good support on the, old resistance, new support at 16. On the monthlies, boom, next monthly target, 1929. That was one heck of a year.
Joel remembers.
See here, my dad was born, and what else happened that year? But next monthly resistance point is 1929.
All right,
keep throwing them out there.
I know.
Throw the tickers.
Okay. You said if someone mentioned it, I could bring it up. So Wish, 2 people mentioning it here right now.
I bought it yesterday or 2 days ago. And the only reason is it's just a trade, but the reason is that they've been buying all these old meme stocks again, or all these social media stocks. So I went long Wish too. I just think it hasn't gone, and I like the setup. I like the risk reward here. I bought it more than 2 days, 3 or 4 days ago. And it's $7. I think I bought it around $7. And I was going to stop myself under the 666, little 668, 666. See the little double bottom there, Joel? That was my stop out point. So I was risking myself 35 cents. I'm up 50 cents in it. We'll see what it does. I think it's got room to 8, and then you see if it can get in that gap area.
There you go.
It's on for a swing trade long right now. We'll see how it does.
Just make sure this hold takes out and holds 786. That's the high. That's the start of the gap there, and then the fun gets started if you hold that 786, $8, boom, potential gap to fill. That's it. Looks like it's just a little.
It's showing a little bit of life, so it's worth it.
It's showing life, and you got it out.
It's been a really ugly stock, but it's showing a little bit of life. So I'm trying it.
S&Ps, we are at the highs of the session. We're up 13 and a quarter handles at 34 and a quarter. We are at the intraday. Monday's high, 34.50. The intraday high from Wednesday, 35 even. But that doesn't matter because the real all-time high is 42 and a quarter. So interesting area here. We were kind of range bound yesterday, and this was kind of the top of the range. We'll see what happens off that opening bell in about 32 minutes.
What about an NNDM, Nano Dimension, 3D printing?
How these 3D printing stocks been doing? I haven't looked at them for a while. 3D is starting to show some life. Triple D is breaking out over 30. That looks okay. What about SSYS? Stratasys. Oh, I had a good day yesterday. Why didn't we talk these yesterday?
What about
I like that chart, and then it went.
What about NNDM right now?
Well, let's go look at it. I don't know this one. Like I know of it, but I've never really traded it much. Yeah, you got to use stop out point. Stop yourself out into the low of the move. It's way down to 523 though. Maybe you got to stop yourself out at the triple low. 586, 587, 588. Look at that, Joel. Boom, boom, boom. The three bottoms. The three.
Yeah,
three
you
want
to.
We got the three bottoms. I'd stop myself out under there if I was long it.
Oh.
Momentum above 663.
Remember, always know you're out before you get in the trade. Remember, just like I was saying with Wish, I knew where my out was, 666. I know where my out is on this. If I was to get into NNDM, which I don't know if I'm going to, I'll probably forget about it right after we talk about it. 586, 587, 588. So 585 is my stop.
Last one, Pedro. I don't know about this. Pedro looks like wants to buy the dip in Wells Fargo.
Oh, 42 is the number. Does it get there? Do we get to 42? It went from 50 to 42 in like a heartbeat here. I kind of want to buy the dip on this too.
It will give you a couple.
It's the crappiest bank stock, really, of the bank stocks, but that's a nice sell-off on, is this
on supposed penalties?
I think 42 is a buy.
Wait. I don't know if you're going to get there, but wait for like a double bottom, triple bottom, something like that, to lean on. You got one low in one area, so you're only up 15 cents. Or let's see what the volume is on this one, because maybe you got everybody out. You went from 16 mil to 73 mil to 84 mil in volume. Maybe everyone that's outs want to get out, look for a couple days of consolidation, a little bit lower volume. You get rid of your sellers, and then you get a double bottom or triple bottom. But, man, we missed a lot of tickers today, folks, because you just kept asking for tickers. So I'm going to hop over to PreMarket Prep Plus. I'm going to cover all these ticklers and then some. And
the tickles, the
tickles. In my football announcement, Spencer, remember when you were talking about whether or not I'm going to the first game?
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Ooh.
I'm sitting it out.
All right.
You're not going?
I'm not going.
When is the last time you missed one?
He says that now.
I'm not going. I gave away my tickets.
Okay.
I gave away my tickets. It's for a lot of different reasons. First of all, I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours with a mask.
Wait a minute. Who are they playing?
Western Michigan.
Oh, so you're just afraid they're going to get upset. Okay.
No, okay. No, I can give you the positive outlook tomorrow.
Okay.
But, that was a football announcement. All right, I got to go. Spencer, I'll see you later on. Triple D, be careful out there.
Okay, everyone watching the show, you can give us super chats, as some people did, but you don't have to do that to support the show. You can just hit the like button. That is
I forgot to like it today.
It's a much easier way to support the show. Just hit the little thumbs up button on YouTube, and that you can support us by doing that. So thank you to everyone who has done it already. You're superstars, and we're a little over 3. We're at 350, give or take, right now. So Dennis, good luck today. Please don't buy the dip in Wells Fargo. And if you buy it from,
I'm looking at 42.
Okay.
I might do it. I'll try to be a hero. I'll call the bottom again and probably lose.
Don't be a hero. Oh, I
know. Whenever I try to be a hero, it ends ugly, but it is what it is.
If I wouldn't get in trouble from YouTube, I would play like a I Could Be Your Hero Baby or something by Enrique Iglesias, but I'm not going to do that. Let's bring on our next guest here, Peter Tuckman, a.k.a. the Einstein of Wall Street, coming to us from his home today. Peter, how we doing?
I'm okay, Spencer. What a crew this morning. Joel talking about first a set of stickers. You're going to be singing that song. I think it's great. How's everybody doing?
We're fired up. And the theme of the day was, does any theoretically bearish thing matter? Right? You got New York. First of all, I hope you're doing okay, because you got New York underwater and New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Connecticut. You got Nevada on fire. First off, are you okay?
We are okay. I haven't been outside yet. Last night was really absolutely insane. I got caught out to dinner with my wife. We were driving home. I actually put a video on Instagram. I have never seen it. Literally, the curb of the street was probably 8 inches of water rushing like a river. I mean, I've been through storms before. That clearly was there was garbage in the street. There were trees down in the middle of Broadway. And I don't even think New Jersey got hammered. There were 8 inches of rain. So I'm okay, but it was a crazy storm.
Ooh, okay, so the market doesn't care though about that or anything for that matter because we just keep on going higher. So we are also talking about the fact that there are some headlines as there is every year. Oh, September is the worst month for stocks historically, and there are some put buyers, showing their hands a little bit or supposedly showing their hands. How are you feeling right now? How are the people down on the floor? I know you're not there now, but what is the mood down there just about the market right now?
You know what? Look, I think that everyone is sort of in a quandary. You can see it from the last couple of days trading. I mean, we had the end of the month. There was an MSCI. Volume was not as big as it usually is. Obviously, August is also a really poor month, and this was a pretty robust one if you look at the whole month's activity. For me, though, I could tell it was, you and I talked early, in July and said, is it going to be a sort of the dog days of summer? We're going to see light volume. July was super, super solid. However, August, in retrospect now, looking at the numbers, it was pretty quiet. So what are we looking for September? As you know, I don't think we follow old seasonal adages any longer. There is the one I posted the other day. Curiously enough, I did it. There's an Instagram page called Old Jewish Men, which interviewed me the other day. It was kind of funny, OJM, even though I don't identify as one. And I
wait. Which part? Old or Jewish or man?
I'm a YJM.
Okay.
But anyway, horizontally challenged YJM. I'm going to go with that story. Anyway, there is the old adage that says, sell on Rosh Hashanah, buy back on Yom Kippur.
Yep.
And apparently that I did post it opposite because I'm not here to say what's supposed to be happening. But anyway, you know what? It's really hard to know. Look, we're going to look at jobs, whether the availability of jobs, the demand for jobs, private sector jobs. I think, we do have the Fed meeting in September, and even though they painted a beautiful bullish picture, Jerome Powell did the other day at Jackson Hole. Really, I mean, I thought it was a great conference in so many ways because he really painted the picture. He said, look, there's nothing more that we would love to do than start to taper if the economy can handle it. We do have a couple of wild cards out here that could dislocate it. And at the end of the day, even though it was sort of the week before we had gotten sort of a divergence in opinions coming out of the Fed, I think he made it clear that for the time being, it's going to be a data-driven decision. For the time being, they're going to stay with no taper because they really, with the variant being a wild card, their fear is that if they do take their foot off the gas, that the economy could start to sort of fracture a little bit. And they really don't want that because they are hoping so much that the economy will catch the back wind of the market. All that being said, there are seasonal things that happen in September. It is not a good month. The adage of sell in Rosh Hashanah, buy back in Yom Kippur is something funny that people should check out. I just seem to think there's just an amazing appetite, no matter what's going on. As we talked about it before, people should be sitting around with a shopping list, right? If the market comes in a little bit, I still think there's going to be a bid in the market. So do we, October, once again, often a really, really bad month. But then you've got so many different factors which talk about what it's like in an election year coming into the end of the year, what the fourth quarter looks like. We saw price action once again as sort of the most important thing, in my opinion.
And it's telling you that we're just going to keep on going, right?
It seems that way to me. It really does. I mean, look, you saw some earnings, two stocks. It was funny yesterday. Chewy and Five Below had earning misses, which we haven't seen a lot of this quarter, and they got slammed hard. But you've had stocks that killed it on guidance and earnings and also went down. So people are in there. People are trading. I did see a story this morning that that people have sort of taken control of their 401ks. A lot of the retail traders have done well in this market. And I hope they keep doing it. I hope they're learning technical analysis.
Yeah, I think what you just said is spot on. We could hypothesize about the impacts of the situation in Afghanistan or Delta variant or the weather here or there, anywhere. But all that really matters at the end of the day is the price action. That's all that matters for the markets. And it's all those other things can say one thing, but if the price action says something different, you got to listen. you got to listen. I think that's,
you know what? And I think what it tells us is that there's a lot of enthusiasm in the market on both sides. When they want to buy them, they buy them. When they want to sell them, they sell them. But when they're done selling them, a buyer steps in, right? There are, the investment community, I really think, is deep and broadened and new and fresh, right? And ready to get in this market, if they're not in it already. And I think that's what it tells us. The market, I always joke, the market does what it wants to do. I think the market tells us what it thinks of all this stuff. There are a million reasons here in your old grandpa's stock market that people would be hitting this market huge, like you described. Jobs problems, Federal Reserve, storms all over. One part of the country's burning, one's underwater. Afghanistan, all this stuff, dissent in the administration in Washington. Yet the market doesn't respond to it in any long-term follow-through negative way.
Yeah, I think that's so. I'm just curious though, like, the people that you talk to, people that you work for, your clients, what their mood is right now. I've got your mood, but what is their mood?
You know what? It's hard to know. A lot of my people are traders, so they're really looking at what's happening on a day-to-day basis. Long term, it's a hard place to really put money to work up at these levels, right? And that's what I'm sort of hearing. You hear it from the guys, the hedge fund guys and whatnot. That's kind of why you're seeing these. The last couple of days have been a little bit skittish, right? You can, their consolidation, their confusion. I mean, I think we need to see what the next leg up or down is, right? Here, stock futures gained slightly on Thursday after weekly jobless claims came in slightly short. The bottom line is, where do you buy some of these names at these crazy valuations? Look at Amazon, look at Google. These names are just on fire. Now, where else do you want to put your money, right? It's fascinating. I think people are at this point putting money to work are in a little bit of a wait and see.
All right, Peter Tuckman, guys, is the Einstein of Wall Street. If you want more of his knowledge, check out the description where there is a link to his course that he co-wrote with David Green, Wall Street Global Trading Academy.com. Here, I'll just make it one step easier for you. I'll put the link up on the screen. Where's my link?
Technical analysis.
Yes, technical analysis. That's the point. And Wall Street Global, I don't know where my banner is. I'll put it up now. Wall Street Global Trading Academy.com. There it is. Peter Tuckman joins us every Thursday. We appreciate it. Peter, have a good day. Stay safe, stay dry, and that's it.
Thanks. Good to see you all.
All right. It is 9:10. Oh, just turned 9:11, actually. Excuse me. So, guys, here's the plan for the day. I'm going to wrap up the show. We're going to segue over to our live trading show. Myself, Mitch Hodge, Ryan Faluna, taking you through the open. We'll go until about 10:30. I'll bring on Tony Benson. We'll talk patterns with him for a half hour until 11. We'll talk SPACs for an hour from 11 to 12. We've got Power Hour, Get Technical. Usual schedule today, nothing crazy, nothing changing. The roadmap, our NFT show live at 2 o'clock. I'll be back with Joel at 3:30. We've got the Cannabis Hour at 4, and After Hours with Ryan Rosbiani wrapping up the day at 5 o'clock. So, all that being said, if you haven't already, smash that like button. How many are we at here? We're at, oh wait, I changed my YouTube video. Are we above? Are we close to 5? We're close to 5. We're at 491 right now. Let's get to 500 likes if we can. Hey, while you're there, if you want to subscribe to our channel, if you haven't already, that's cool too. Thanks to both our guests today, Mark and Peter, especially considering the fact that New York is underwater and the suburbs are underwater right now. So thanks to them. Glad to see both of them safe and dry. I hope all of you who are watching from that area of the country as well are doing okay. Anybody watching in New Orleans, hope you're doing okay. Anybody watching in Nevada, hope you're doing okay. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, frankly. So, yeah, crazy times, guys. Crazy times. Okay, so that'll be a wrap for me. Oh, check out Benzinga Pro, by the way, guys. I probably don't mention that enough, but you can get Benzinga Pro for 2 weeks. Here's the platform, 2 weeks for free, pro.benzinga.com. If you want to use the promo code to get a discount, you can do that. The code is YouTube20, YouTube 20. That will give you 20% off any Benzinga Pro subscription. And hey, if you have your own platform, your own Discord, your own Twitter following, whatever, you want to become a Benzinga affiliate, you want to get paid whenever people sign up using your link, you can do that. Go to benzinga.partnerstack.com. The link is on the screen. Again, benzinga.partnerstack.com. You will get paid 30% on every new subscription that you send to Benzinga Pro. All right, that'll be a wrap for me here. This stream is going to end. It'll redirect over to live trading, which is going to start in a minute. And we'll see you guys there. Good luck today. And please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. See you guys there.